All right, it's another Monday night, and it's another The Way We See It. Ralph Williams, Bill Cannata. Oh, you know it. Oh, yeah. Got some Bobby Blue Band there for you. Ain't no love in the heart of the city. Oh, you know it. All right, it's great to be here tonight. I'll be bringing Bill up here shortly here. But as I mentioned before, we're here tonight from 7 until 8 o'clock. We got a lot to talk about. Our main topic tonight is, have you ever been involved in a fire? I mean, I'm talking about, have you had to evacuate your house or whatever? Well, guess who was involved in one? I was. And this is, believe it or not, my first fire that I've ever been involved in. And it's very sad that this happened the way it did. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about this tonight, because the way this was handled and the way it's being handled right now by the Housing Authority, City of Pittsburgh, is not very, very good. So we'll talk about that tonight. And here comes Bill Cannata, my co-host. Bill, welcome to the program. It's great to have you. We're back again for another edition of The Way We See It. How are you tonight?
Brother, always good to be here. To all the fans who are listening and viewing, thank you so much. You guys are the best part of it. Quick shout out to my children. Of course, I got to do that, brother, if I want to live another day. So, we got the mini mooch, the mooch down in Florida. Daddy loves you so much. And the Mexter over here in Coriopolis. It's so good to be back, brother. It really is. And I'm enjoying it. How about you? How's everything with you, man?
I'm hanging in there. We'll talk about my fire incident that happened on Thursday. Somebody in here was doing what they call a little bit of a boo-boo, and they ended up, causing a fire in here. Bill was here with me yesterday to do some work with my van, and he saw what the damages were of it, and we'll be talking about that later on. And my question for you tonight, get yourself together tonight. Two questions. Number one, and they're going to be our main topics. The first one is, have you ever been involved in a fire? If so, I want to hear from you, either ralphwilliams737@gmail.com, which is our mailbag address. And then also, you can comment right here in the comment section. And please don't forget to subscribe. I'd like to get to 200 by the end of the year. I'm up to 170 right now. Also, oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second here. I forgot something.
Oh, have you?
You better call somebody, man. All right. Yeah, you better call somebody.
Yeah, man. Get this.
Call your cousin. Get him here. Call them and get him here for another edition of The Way We See It. All right, Bill, let's get started here tonight with our Chinese wisdom. A powerful mind, it says a powerful mind generates, or a peaceful mind generates power. A peaceful mind generates power. That's tonight's Chinese wisdom here on The Way We See It. We do that as well every single Monday night. We're here at 7 o'clock right here on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch platforms. All right, one thing I want you to take a look at right here tonight is this here. We're going to take a look at this right here tonight, a little bit here up in the far corner. The return of the Sports Corner radio show is coming Saturday, October 5th, 2 to 3 p.m. on The Answer, 1250 a.m., 92.5 FM. Me, Ralph Williams, Claudio Rosano, and Smoking Jim Frazier. And this coming Thursday, we're going up to the radio station for a meet and greet and to introduce ourselves to the station and them to us. And we're going to take a look at things up there. And I tell you what, Bill, I'm very excited because this radio station here has a very powerful signal, which is way better than where we were before. And, I'm not going to mention that here on this program today, but we'll also be online. I'm going to hook up a live stream from my tablet. I'm going to hook up a live stream with a camera, and we're going to be on live on my live stream here on StreamYard here. So we record on Thursday. So the day that we're recording is when it'll be live, and it'll also be uploaded onto my new website, www.rwmediaproductions.com. And so we're going to get into our blast segment, which is brought to you by our new sponsor, Bill, Digital Data. Give Digital Data a call, 1-866-276-9504. Very affordable monthly rates. They will build you a website. They also will handle all your business needs, any kind of data you need handled. Give them a call today. They're very good. They're very professional, and they do it right, and they don't charge you a lot of money. They won't take you to the cleaners or whatnot. So give Digital Data a call today. Tell them Ralph Williams sent you, 1-866-276-9504. That's Digital Data. All right. All right, Bill, let's get started with our blast segment today. We got some crazy blasts here that we're going to do today, which we always do anyway. The bus driver who texted a teen with explicit porn. School bus driver that was doing this with explicit porn. All right. The people who abused a 3-year-old pit bull dog and left it and tortured it as well. It was a runaway dog. You and I talked about this yesterday, and as we talked during the week, and I thought that was sick. I think whoever did this should be ashamed of themselves. They need to understand that anytime you do this, you will get blasted on this program. All right, and let me tell you this much, folks: if Bill and I were capable because of our health issues, and we were able to do this, we would become game wardens, or what they call game wardens, or whatever they call them. And we will go out, we will find you, and we will prosecute you. All right, right to the limit of the law. So, that is terrible. All right, the county for dropping the ball on housing. Later on, we're going to talk about Corey O'Connor. Bill, you and I talked about this yesterday. Corey O'Connor did an audit. And we'll talk about that later on our topic session. County should be ashamed of themselves for dropping the ball on this. This is disgusting. They have available places, and there are homeless people out there who need places. There are people out there on waiting lists looking for homes and can't get them because somebody didn't tell anyone they were there. I'm blasting the county for that tonight. All right, the doctor who took the wrong organ out of some people, and then not just one patient, Bill. He took out of about 4, and he's being sued now. And the hospital just fired him because he took the wrong organs out. How in the world do you do that? I'm blasting this tonight. All right, the McKeesport detective who stole $1 million from the FOP.
Wow.
From the FOP Society. You know how they have the FOP Society or group or whatever organization?
I do.
He stole $1 million. Guess what he used most of it for? Gambling.
I was either that, or I was just saying that, or porn.
Gambling, yeah. Or porn, yeah, or something like that. Yeah. It's either one or the other these days. Housing Authority, City of Pittsburgh, I'm blasting you for your handling of this fire in my building on Thursday. All right.
Yeah. Oof.
All right. We'll talk about that later as well. The Pittsburgh police officer on leave because of an incident involving his ex's house. Went over to his ex's house to go see his kid, and the ex apparently got a new boyfriend. So what's he do? He decides to beat the new boyfriend up and then go after her. He's on leave right now. Pittsburgh police officer. Here we go. Out of control again. So, all right. The sick person who left the dog skin and bones in Wilmerding. I'm not going to go any further, but I'm blasting that person tonight. And I hope they find your ass, and I hope they put you in jail because that's unacceptable to me or anyone else. All right. Next, our boneheaded segment. Our boneheaded segment is brought to you by Big Dog Auto. Call Big Dog Auto today. Oil changes, brakes inspection, much more at a good price, good people, great to work with. Bill and I have had our vehicles taken care of there. Big Dog Auto, West Mifflin by the Allegheny County Airport. Call them today, 412-999-0191. Big Dog Auto. All right. Next, our bonehead segment, Bill. Here we go. I told you about this Florida air bill. I don't know if you want to go down there, man. I hate to do this to you, man. You might be breathing too much of that ocean air, man. You know.
Well, let's put it to this way, brother. You would have a vacancy. If I didn't go down there and make that possible,
I know.
You'd have a vacancy, man. Everybody thinks the mob is powerful. You ain't seen the wrath of my children, so I ain't.
Kids are powerful too, man.
I don't
they
need
are.
That. No, thank you. Absolutely.
All right, a Florida mayor who was involved in a road rage incident and
Uh-oh.
was drunk
Oh,
and was arrested. All
I-
right, the 12-year-old who stole at an Aldi from or stole a Audi from a 12-year-old stole an Audi from a dealership. Also steals candy and ice cream from the snack bar. You-
well, you give me
Well,
some road candy.
I was at the dealer today, and they give you free water, free coffee. Okay, you go to some dealerships, they give you free candy, they give you free, the whatever. But, yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
but this dealership I went to today, which we're going to talk about later on too, because I have nothing against car dealerships, but I have a problem when you're a thief.
Ooh.
Okay, and I mean they really stick it to you at these car dealerships. Another question I have for everyone tonight is: do you trust the person you get your car repaired at? I mean, some of these places will rip you off, and I'll tell you a couple stories about some people got ripped off. I had to pay $1,000 today to get some work done on my van at the dealer. So I mean, I'm not real happy. I'm lighting the wallet, and but we'll talk about that as well. All right, and let's see here. All right, let's move on here with our boneheaded segment. The inmate at a Fayette County jail who tried to escape and then got caught, or tried to escape twice and got caught in the same day. All right, next, the person who tried to bring a gun through PIA.
There you go. Add it to the collection, baby.
Yep, and guess what? There was a second person who did it this weekend. Trying to bring a gun through PIA and TSA security. All right. Okay, next here, let's see what we got here. Uh, well, sometimes I can't even read my own notes. All right, all right, hold on a second here. Oh my.
Lost, brother.
Oh, okay, yeah, the home or the police are in Altoona who busted a guy twice in the same day for doing something. First, he was caught urinating at the sheets in Altoona. Then they busted him for theft. How can you be so stupid and get busted twice for this? Now, see, here's what happened. He was caught urinating. They took him to jail. They released him. Right. So what's he do? He goes back to the same sheets like a dummy and tries to rob him and gets arrested again. That's our boneheaded segment. So there you go. All right, ridiculousness. The hotel who charged $25 parking fee to a woman, I guess at the hotel, who didn't even have a car. That's ridiculous. Why would you charge somebody that kind of money that doesn't have a car?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the club on Southside that was closed down by the health department, get this, for serving underage drinking, having underage drinking, and didn't have a health permit to sell food. Right on the South Side. And then
That's prime time.
said that they were a vets club, a VA down on the South
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. Hmm.
All right, the police who oh yeah, I already said about that guy. Yeah, that guy's done. There we go. All right, that's our ridiculousness segment for today. When we come back, we're gonna get started with our topics. Just because we got started early doesn't mean we don't have a lot to talk about uh, as far as our topics go, but we do. Remember, have you been involved in a fire? If you have, we want to hear from you. We want to know what happened to you. We want to know what was done or what you did to recover, because I got a fire story to tell you about today that involved me here in my apartment building. All right. Also, we're also going to talk about car dealerships and some mechanics who are thieves. And Bill and I have a couple stories for you. So, and also Bill's going to do his driving segment coming up right after the break. And then also, we have a whole lot more to talk about right here on The Way We See It when we come back right after these words. Flowers, Alex's Flowers at 1742 Chislett Street in Morningside. Call 412-661-6071. Best wedding arrangements, funeral arrangements, any kind of an arrangement for any kind of purpose. Call Alex today. That number again, 412-661-6071 or alexsflowers.com. Tell them Ralph Williams sent you. Alex's Flowers, for the best, 30 years of experience in doing flower arrangements. Alex's Flowers. Ralph Williams here. I'm handicapped. I'm in a wheelchair, and you know something? I need a different type of a vehicle. And if you're in the position that I'm in, and you need a different type of a vehicle, such as a wheelchair accessible van that you can put your wheelchair power chair in, well, guess what? I have the solution for you. Keystone Coach Works on Library Road, Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, or you can call them today at 833-1900. That's 833-1900. Give them a call today or get on their website and check out their selection of some of the best models of wheelchair vans that they have. Not only can you own, but you can rent and you can finance. Keystone Coach Works does it all for you, and they are the best at what they do. And they've been around a long time. So give Dawn a call. Ask for Dawn, 833-1900, and tell Dawn that Ralph Williams sent you. Keystone Coach Works, for the best in wheelchair accessible vans. All right, we're back here at The Way We See It. Ralph Williams, Bill Cannata. Bill just came in. Newswire, James Earl Jones passed away today, 93 years old. Wow.
I heard. Yeah, I had a couple. I had a couple text messages earlier from that.
Yeah, isn't that's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
awesome
actor. I enjoyed him.
Oh yeah, he was. I saw him in a few different movies, and the one that I really kind of liked him in was Clear and Present Danger. He was good in that one with Harrison Ford. That was he was good in there.
Yes.
So when he played the CIA guy who had cancer and all that stuff. So, all right, today we have a couple questions for you today for our topics. One of them is: have you ever been involved in a fire? And where were you 30 years ago during U.S. Air Flight 427? This year is the 30th anniversary, 30-year anniversary of that event. I'll tell you where I was. We'll be talking about those topics later on. And also, do you trust your mechanic? Or are you paying too much? What's your thoughts? I went to the dealer today and didn't do all that much work. Cost me $1,000. So I mean, what do you do? I mean, where do you go? All right. So that's my question to everyone today. And Bill and I have a couple stories. Okay, county fairs. Let's talk about this, Bill. This is a big issue. There was a roller coaster at one of the county fairs this week, somewhere in Pennsylvania here, that had some issues. People were on it. I think the beam that holds it down apparently came loose, and the car kind of went off the tracks, I think, or something like that. Now, when you go to a county fair and you ride the rides, do you trust the rides? That's my question to you. All right, Bill, your thoughts on county fairs?
Well,
or any kind of street.
Well, hey, I'm gonna tell you this much. I mean, in my younger days, I was a roller coaster rider, but I don't think that a roller coaster or anything like that should be transported, because, and only the fact that if you miss something, I mean, look at some of the issues that they have at regular amusement parks that have fixated, roller coasters and rides and all that stuff. So no, I'd be very, very skeptical about that for sure. Absolutely.
So
a roller coaster, I mean, even if it's not even as big as, whatever a jackrabbit will say.
Right. It was a small roller coaster. I mean, it was just something that kind of went, like the Little Dipper or something like that. It wasn't all that big, but still, it's a concept that they have them at these street fairs and at some of them county fairs across the country and in the state here. And do you trust them? I haven't. I'm not allowed to get on rides anymore because of my health. It's hard for me to get on rides. It's hard for me in my condition to even try to get on any kind of a ride. And, back even in 2019, even though I was still handicapped, I got on a few rides at Kennywood. Rhonda and I did. But, I just simply don't get on them anymore because I can't. It's hard
Yeah.
for me to, to ride them. So I don't ride rides. But I don't even go to Kennywood. I mean, at all. What am I going to do there? Play games and eat? You know, So. But anyway, I got enough stuffed animals. I won so many of them. So, all right. Our next topic: Corey O'Connor. I got something for everybody here that's going to make your head spin, and it's sad. It really is. Oh, and Bill and I today are going to talk about as well later on in our next couple topics here. One of them is we got some news for you about 2 county officials who turned down raises for their employees, and they ought to be ashamed of themselves. All right. But anyway, let's talk about Corey O'Connor, who happens to be our county controller. Those of you who don't know, and from what I'm hearing, there's money being put together. He's going to run for mayor against Ed Gainey coming up in the next election next year. My question to everybody here is that now you want to know why there's not enough housing, because there's available housing and nobody knows about it. Okay, because nobody put it out there. Whoever runs county housing or whoever's running some of these agencies that has housing, Bill, they have vacancies and they're not telling anybody about it. And there's homeless people out there. There's people on waiting list sky high. There's people out there looking for homes. They're looking for an affordable place to stay, and they can't get nothing because why? Because of this, whoever dropped the ball on this here thing. Bill, your thoughts on this Corey O'Connor audit?
See that? I'm glad that he moved, because if he wouldn't have moved on that, I'd never known. Everybody would have think everything was running okay, and the list was sky high, and everybody waited and so forth like that. But now that there is, are they going to start opening up now?
Yeah, I think he exposed them, and I think they should. And I think whoever's doing this job, as I always say, should be fired. Yeah. I mean, because if they're not fired, then there's a problem here. And I think Corey O'Connor should go after these people and say, hey, look, you need to be fired. I think you need to sit down with Sarah Almorado and say, look, somebody needs to be fired here, Sarah, because Sarah Almorado said she was trying to do 500 homes in 500 days. She's trying to provide housing for 500 people within 500 days. Okay, that's her goal. So, how can you do that when you have your own people who are involved in county housing and different types of, agencies and whatnot, hiding houses and or hiding homes or apartments or whatever it is, affordable housing, and not telling anybody about it.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
KDKA yesterday interviewed somebody who is a homeless man, and he's staying in one of them tents along the trail there along the jail. And he says, I don't want to be here. He says, but I am, because every time I call about a house or a place for me to go to stay, okay, here, I'll give you another thing Corey O'Connor discovered that's sickening. A man was staying in a transitional housing, I guess one of those temporary shelters or whatever, for 1,500 days. 1,500 days. Wow. Do you know how many years that is? That's over 5 years. Almost 6 years.
Wow.
That's 5.5 years this guy has been in transitional housing, or whatever they call it. Okay? All right. Why? Why isn't this guy in some kind of place? Why are we hiding these homes? Your thoughts, Bill?
More stability, man. I mean, come on, that would have to be something, to look into. I mean, what everybody just overlooked this guy?
Yeah,
all those times,
Yes.
Because it's only, if I'm understanding, it should only be temporarily for, I think, what is it, like on and off for a year? I mean, from what I've heard,
1,500 days.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I mean, what
Corey did an exclusive audit, and I'm happy for him, and I'm glad he did it, because you know what, it needed to be done. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I mean, an audit on housing, because it seems rather sad. He said he received some complaints about how people that he said county was, or somebody's hiding homes. I mean, they're not putting them out there.
No, they're not. And so everybody thinks that part is all iced over, because they're not putting them out there saying this is available. Well, meanwhile that they are, and they're really not. Right. I mean, and are they? I'm sorry that they're not, but they really are.
Yeah. Yeah,
So yeah,
exactly.
absolutely
Yeah.
reverse that a little bit. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
But
no, that's okay. Don't
there's
worry
another,
about it.
yeah,
But
it's crazy stuff, man. That's just unnecessary. There's, and you know,
oh
I
yeah.
I can go on, brother, but that's just unnecessary. Um,
Oh, it's totally unnecessary and it's unacceptable in my eyes.
absolutely,
I mean,
absolutely,
and I think that this is just a breakdown in government, a breakdown in communication, and just a total lack of respect for people who need homes or need a place to
right,
stay. I
exactly,
mean, and I think it's sickening. That guy staying there for 1,500 days, you could have put him in a place, okay, and
yep,
then somebody else, and we know somebody who's staying at a homeless shelter right now that
yep,
needs a place or
yep,
or whatever. That person could have had, or somebody that's homeless could be able to come into that shelter without him being there 1,500 days.
yep,
You see,
yeah,
or and vice versa. Somebody that's homeless that we know who's in the process of getting a place or whatever, she can't get a place because of all this rhetoric. You
yeah, right,
know,
right,
you know. So I mean, it's really awful. It's sad, and I'm glad Corey exposed these people. They got exposed, something
absolutely,
big time,
uh,
and this is sad. And if Sarah Alvarado doesn't do something about this, then there's something wrong with her.
yeah, oh,
Because I got to tell you, this is you have a goal, and her goal is 500 homes, 500 people in some place in 500 days. So, and that started 6 months or when she first got sworn in. She promised she was going to do that. So I don't know how it's succeeding right now, but how can it succeed when you don't have the tools to work with,
right,
and things like that.
yep,
And if she doesn't fire somebody, there's something seriously wrong with her county council. Well, of
no,
course, we all know, except for our friend Sam DeMarco, we all know where county council is.
yeah,
So
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
oh, yeah, yeah. Hey, your thoughts, Kamala Harris stayed in town this weekend. She was staying at the William Penn Hotel downtown,
Uh-oh,
getting prepped for a big debate tomorrow with Donald Trump tomorrow
uh-oh,
night on CNN. So, yeah, and she visited a vape shop or something like that, and everybody's making this big thing about it and all that, and. So, hey, you know what? Presidential candidates, Bill, they're in town. Obama, when he would come here, he'd go to Pamela's down on the strip. He'd go to
yeah,
Brannell's Bakery out there in Shady Side.
yeah,
He
you're
went
right.
around. Biden, where did Biden go? He went to a pizza shop or something and gave
Was it
pizza.
a, was it a pizza shop or was it an Italian little place? I can't. I don't remember. Was
It
it a
was a pizza shop because he bought pizza for the firefighters that
wasn't it
time. Remember?
wasn't it over there on Murray Avenue? Where,
Yeah, Murray Avenue. Yeah, he went into Aiello's or one of those places over
or
there. Yeah,
Minio's?
yeah, yeah.
So,
Arminio's. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah, every time a president's here, they always go somewhere and visit. I don't think Trump ever did that, though. I'm not sure. I don't
I don't
know.
know. But you know what? Just real quick, I got a funny story to insert with that
Go ahead.
Minio's pizza. So a lot of people don't know, or some of them people know who my family was Vento's Pizza on Highland Avenue. Well,
Right.
he was married to
Not the current
no, no,
Ventos.
no, 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 no. Good luck if you go in there now. My deepest, yeah. We're praying for you. But my uncle Al was married to a little woman, weirdly a tiny little woman. Her name was Rita, Aunt Rita. She would, if she was coming, because they would live in Munhall, and for whatever reason, they would all, well, I know the reason. They would go down through Forward and Murray Avenue there, jump over there. She would order Minios. When she walked in, of course, she knew the owners. This is exactly what she would say to them. Don't tell Al that I was here. Don't don't say
I like
nothing.
that.
Don't say nothing. I had to add that in there because a lot of people don't know that story, but it was so comical because when I used to work for the city writing parking tickets, I would stop at Minio's and he knew who I was because when I was telling him about Al, and he's like, the owner told me that story. I was cracking up. I was cracking up. Rita would always say, "Don't tell don't tell the family I was here."
I'll tell you a little story about Minios up in Squirrel Hill. I quit going there. I would go to one in Mount Lebanon. You know why? Because every time I went to the one up in Squirrel Hill, they burned my pizza.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah,
Wow.
they always burn my cuts. So you know what? I ain't coming
I
back.
don't blame you. I mean, there's
So then I
burnt
started
pizza.
going to Aiello's and Napoli. And I was coming out when my first wife Janice was alive. She was at that ridiculous nursing home on Whiteman Street, whose name I'm not going to mention.
Yeah,
In
right.
fact, it's changed names 5 times since she was there. But anyhow, they I went in there to go get something to eat to take home, and I get in there and the phone rings, and it was the nursing home, and they said it's what is it? How they put it? No answer 6, and that was the floor that my wife was on. And I said, "Oh yeah, they don't answer the phone, and that phone rings, rings, and rings and rings." And they says, "Yeah, our drivers can't deliver the food because they won't answer the phone. Then they get mad when we leave and go back to the store. We'll answer the phone." So they called them no answer 6. I said, "Oh my gosh, yeah." I said, it just so happens." I said at the time my wife was on that floor, so yeah. I like that one. No answer 6. I love that. So
Oh my
all
God.
right, all right, Bill. When we come back, we're going to talk about my fire incident here. And folks, you're welcome to comment. The email or the mailbag's lighting up a little bit here. We're going to get some people's responses for that, and that's all coming up right after these messages. And travelmobility.com. Foldandtravelmobility.com has some of the best folding power wheelchairs. Look, do you not go to certain events because you can't get there or you can't make it because you need a folding power wheelchair to put in your vehicle? Well, guess what? Foldandtravelmobility.com has the right model for you. Get in touch with them today. Foldandtravelmobility.com. Get on the phone, 1-877-GOTFOLD. Foldandtravelmobility.com, 1-877-GOTFOLD. Let the experts help you get into a folding power wheelchair. Don't be sad. Be glad. Let your life get back in order. Foldandtravelmobility.com. Let me talk to you here today about Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. 724-201-0500. Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. They have the best technicians to handle your furnace, air conditioner, UV lighting, snow melt, much, much more. Call them today, 724-201-0500. Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. You can also catch them on Facebook at Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. Mata, you oughta call Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. Hello, Ralph Williams here. What do you want to talk about? I want to talk about the original hometown pizza in Moon Township, right on University Boulevard, 412-264-4444. Some of the best pizza you'll ever have. And don't forget about their delivery, eat-in, or takeout. Call today, 412-264-4444. Tell them Ralph Williams sent you. You will get a discount on your order. The original hometown pizza, Moon Township, University Boulevard. All right, we're back here at The Way We See It. Ralph Williams, Bill Cannata, and we're here every Monday night, 7 p.m. on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitch. I'm sorry we're not on Twitter anymore. I'm not giving Elon Musk any more money than he deserves. So, but anyway, all right, let's get to our mailbag here. Steve from Vandergrift said, great show, guys. Listen or watch all the time. He says that, he was involved in a fire incident where his car caught on fire in his garage because he found out that he had a leaky gas tank or something. And he was getting ready to cook out and boom, so, he knows what it is to be involved in a fire. Here's from, let's see here. Ron, he says he's a firefighter. He's not telling me where he's from or whatever, but he said he's seen enough fires that'll make your head spin. He's gone in to get people out and everything else. Thank you for your service as a firefighter, that kind of thing. So,
Absolutely.
and then we have, I think this is Luella from Mount Washington. She says, guys, watch the show all the time. And she said it's very sad to hear about those dogs and what happened. She said my dog got something happened to my dog at one of those dog stops, and I remember this story. secrets to be told, Luella happens to be a daughter of one of my old girlfriends who passed away about 10 years ago. And she was on the news. She took her dog to a dog stop. She told them she had a little dog. She said, "Do not put this dog in with big dogs. My dog don't get along with big dogs."
Oh man, I see where this is
So,
going.
so they said, "Okay, all right." I'm not going to tell you which location it was, but they went, "Okay, all right." Well, she went back, found out the dog died. But what happened? Got mauled by a big dog.
Oh,
Okay, so she sued them. I don't know what the story is on it. I haven't reached out to her lately, but yeah, she's a daughter of one of my old girlfriends who passed away about 10 years ago. But she told me this, and I reached out to her on Facebook, and she said, "Ralph," she said, "it's really sad," and so and she was happy for me that I got married for a second time, and I said thank you, and so. But anyway, yeah, so. And now she's unhappy about what some of these people are doing with animals, which
absolutely.
I find you and I could have became game wardens and went after some of these people, dog catchers. That's what they sort of call them dog catchers, but you know what I'm talking about.
I would have loved to
So,
do that. And thank you for all those viewers and listeners. Thank
yeah,
you so much because you guys are awesome and we appreciate that. Luella, I'm so sorry to hear about your little guy or little female there.
yeah,
I know.
yeah.
I'm so sorry.
That happened a few years ago, and
Yeah.
she took it to a dog stop. Dog stops are big around here now. They're all over the frickin' place. No matter where you go, there's a dog stop. One in Strip, one on Washington Boulevard. There's one. I seen one some in a few other places. They're all over the place. And they sell supplies. They do grooming. They do boarding. I guess I don't know what they all do at Dog Stop, but I mean I do know they sell dog products like leashes and collars and food and all that stuff. It's kind of like a Petco or whatever in a smaller version.
Gotcha.
So yeah. All right, Bill. Let's get into this topic, which is very disturbing. On the other hand, I'm not going to say where we got this information from, due to the fact that I do not want any repercussions to come. But we are going to tell you we got some information in regards to Sarah Almirado, and in case you don't know, she's our county executive. Had decided that she was going to raise county workers' pay. Okay, so all the departments that she oversees decided that they were going to do that, except for two. And you're not going to believe this in a million years, everybody. You are not going to believe the two departments that said no to raise it for the raises for their employees. Sheriff Kevin Kraus, Allegheny County Sheriff, and Steven Zappala, our DA. You know what? Shame on you two. I voted for both of you guys. And you know what? You ought to be ashamed of yourself for not giving the authorization for the county executive to give your employees raises, especially those that have been there for a long time. Bill, your thoughts?
Yeah, it's sad. That's real. I mean, they got all the way approved, all except for two people, and I just think that's sad. I really do.
The
Why?
sheriff's department, they do dangerous work, Bill.
That's
People
what I'm
think that
saying.
all they do is chase deadbeat dads.
No, I know
I
this.
worked with the sheriff. I was in the sheriff's department. I was in the auxiliary division years ago. It's not
They're
an
down.
easy job, trust me.
No, especially down at the Allegheny County Jail and
No,
all in
they
the
don't work
courts.
down there. They just transport prisoners. But I mean, that's still dangerous, you
Yeah,
know?
but they're down there with the
Yeah.
judge. When you go in
Yeah.
there,
Oh, yeah. The judges and all. Yeah. Yeah.
that's what I'm
Exactly.
saying. So yeah, I
Yeah.
know, but that's just
Yeah.
why. I don't know why you got why. I don't understand the greed. I just don't. It's basically what it comes down to, brother.
Oh,
Why?
it has to be.
You
Yeah,
know,
it has to be.
I
Well,
mean,
you know what though? If Kevin Kraus decides, well, I'm not going to take this raise or whatever for my employees, and then goes and gives his chief deputies and lieutenants and whatever all their raises. You know what I mean? And that's not fair to the deputies who really go out there. How about those two sheriffs who put their lives on the line, almost got killed by that guy in Garfield? How about
yeah,
that? You
absolutely.
know, everybody thinks the sheriff's department just chases deadbeat dads. No, they do way more than that. You don't know what they do. I've been there. I've done it.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
mean, and they provide security in the summertime for street fairs and things like that. They provide security down at Acrisure Stadium. It's you got to deal with those drunks at the Steeler games.
I'm, I'm, I'm just going to leave mine at that, brother, because we can go on with this topic and I know we got several other
But I
things
mean,
to say.
Steven Seppala is another one.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
mean, he has a key job. His
Yeah,
job is to be the DA and prosecute people. And you have employees working for you that bust their ass, and you can't give them a raise. Come on.
that's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
what I mean. I mean, we could keep dissecting this, but we ain't never going to get an answer. You know that, me and you,
Oh, I
or
know.
anybody out there. Anybody
Yeah.
out there ain't going to get on.
Yeah.
It's just, for sure.
Yeah. And I'm glad that we found this out because I want to expose this to everybody here tonight on this program because it's not being exposed by the other outlets. We're the
Yes.
only ones exposing it.
Yes.
Okay. The other outlets have not done this. So
No.
here we are doing something completely different. And guess what? We beat the competition at this. That's the whole good thing about this. So this might bring us some more viewers because we beat the competition out of this.
Let's see what goes on with this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right, next question. Have you ever we'll get into fire here shortly. Where were you 30 years ago during US Air Flight 427? Where were you? Where was I? At the time I was driving a cab. I happened to pick somebody up at the airport that wanted to go out to Robinson Township, and I had to go the back way to get out there. Couldn't even really get to Robinson because of this crash. And they said the parkway was closed all the way out past Aliquippa, even going into Beaver. And I mean, they had the road closed, they had the airport shut down, they had downtown, they had pretty much a lot of every single night.
That's over your way.
Every single night, Bill. Every single night. It never fails.
I heard that. I thought that was up somewhere out here. But
no, it's here, unfortunately, and it always has to happen when we're on the air. I don't care about. But anyway, getting back to this, where were you when Flight 427 crashed, Bill?
Me, I was driving the school bus. And I never forget it. We were all in a Mom and Paul diner. And, of course, everybody had to help on my bus because we parked all the buses. So we took one big bus for all the bus drivers to go to the diner. We were all sitting there. And all of a sudden, my phone started ringing. Things started popping up on the TV. And then all of a sudden, my phone stopped ringing. When I went to go make phone calls, I couldn't get out.
Right.
So we got in the bus. I got in the bus because it was my bus. And I had to call over to two-way. Here to come to find out what had happened. They didn't want the kids to be in a panic. So we drove back to where he dropped the kids off. Everybody got in their bigger school buses, and they contained it to three to four big school buses because we had little school buses there as well. They wanted everybody to be contained and just to be kind of like stationary so that if something were to happen, And so it was my bus, and there was another bus that, but that's where I was. And boy, that was yeah, that day was something else.
We have Timmy here on the mailbag from Anchorage, Alaska. One of our steady watchers. He watches some of my programs. Hasn't been lately. He said he's been working on his home in Anchorage there. He said up here in Alaska, he said they have very strict laws on animal abuse. They don't put up with it up there. He said it's really they have set times that you can hunt set animals, and if you're busted poaching or doing something stupid or abusing animals, he said they'll hang you. That's what they won't hang you, but I think you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
they'll really go to town on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, thanks for that, Timmy. That's awesome. I wish they could really incorporate that in here. These people over here are just idiots when it comes to dogs, and it just makes me furious. It really, really pisses me off a lot.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, but anyway, where were you during Flight 427? I want to hear from you tonight on the comments section. We got about 16 minutes left in the program. Then we're going to get into our really main topic is fire. Have you ever been involved in a fire? Well, I was on Thursday. And let me say this. I'm not scared of anything. And I've never been scared of anything in my life. I think one other time that I got scared was when I was in Boy Scouts. We had a bear in our campsite. Okay. That was like kind of right up on us. Unfortunately for me, I was in a tent. I was not around the bear. Okay. But I do know that there was a kid who came right at the bear. And fortunately for him, he ran from the dining hall all the way to his campsite, and he weighed over 400 pounds. So to try to run at that kind of weight from a bear, he made it to his campsite. When he got there, the scoutmaster was there with pots and pans banging on them, making noise to get rid of them. And then, but they came through our campsite first before they went to that one where the scoutmaster at that site, where that troop, banged on some pots and pans. So the game warden came, set up a cage or a trap at one of the dumpsters. I guess it was hungry, got into one of the dumpsters, and decided to start roaming around the camp. And, but I have never been or have ever been around any kind of a bear like that. And that scared me to death. But this fire scared me to death. And,
I know it did.
and it was a scary feeling. Okay. And so, all right, when we come back, we're going to talk about that. And I want your comments tonight. Or have you ever been involved in a fire? I mean, and what did you do to clean it up or whatever? So let us know here in the comments section or Ralph Williams 737 at gmail.com if you don't want to do the comment section. All right, we'll be back with this right after these words.
Are you looking for a DJ and you can't find one for a good party or special event? Well, guess what? I have the perfect DJ for you. DJ Fun, 15 years of experience and at affordable prices. He offers fun, experience, and value. Call today, 412-545-4317 for DJ Fun. DJ Fun, reliable, affordable, and also one of the best DJs you'll ever have for a party or a special event of any kind. Give them a call today. That number again, 412-545-4317. Do you need insurance? I'm talking about auto. I'm talking about fire. I'm talking about life. And I'm talking about any kind of insurance, even renter's insurance. Well, call Robin Campbell today at 412-366-3399. Give Robin a call. Farmers Insurance, Bristol West. I got to tell you, Robin Campbell came to my house and spoke to me directly about insurance options. And he also will set you up with the best insurance you need for your car, for your car, for renters, for fire insurance, anything, homeowners, any kind of insurance through Farmers Insurance or Bristol West. Give Robin a call again today. That number, 412-366-3399. That's 412-366-3399. Tell him Ralph Williams sent you. Robin Campbell Insurance, Farmers in Bristol West. Give Robin a call.
All right, we're back here. Wow. The way we see it here with Ralph Williams, Bill Cannata. We're here every Monday, 7 p.m. right here on our platforms, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Also, don't forget tomorrow, Sports Corner show with me, Ralph Williams, Smoke, and Jim Frazier. We have a big show for you tomorrow, 4:15. Artie Source from Galaxy Sports. We're going to have him come on talk about week 1 of the NFL and college football. And then at 5 o'clock, we have Noah House coming on from the Post-Gazette to talk about the Pittsburgh Pirates. And then at 5:30, Giovanni Avicii, who happens to be an independent wrestler, he's going to come on and talk with us about his career in independent wrestling all across Western Pennsylvania. And Smoke and Jim and I will go over the all-out pay-per-view from AEW as well tomorrow, starting at 5:30 for the Wrestle Talk segment. Right here on your platforms, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Please call a friend, call your cousin, call somebody, get them here watching this program. Okay, let's talk about my fire thing here. Last Thursday of last week, I was taking a nap. 11:30 a.m. I get up from my nap, and my wife is. I hear the fire alarm going off. So as usual, we have the fire alarm goes off here. It's for something silly like somebody burning bacon or something like that, or whatever. It's not anything major. Well, my wife goes. She says, "Hon, get up." I said, "What's wrong?" She said, "We got a real fire in the building here. The smoke was coming up right towards our apartment, right through the window. We even had the windows closed, and they were coming through the window. The smoke was coming through the window." So My wife works her way down. She walks with a cane and walker, and she even has a power chair. So she was able to walk herself down with her cane down to the first floor. Gets down there, finds out that the fire department hadn't made their way up to our apartment to come and get me. I can't move. I can't go nowhere. The fire department has to come up and pick me up. Well, the fire department finally made it. About 10 minutes after she got down there, there was smoke bellowing in the apartment, and I'm like, "Oh man!" So I'm in the finishing up getting dressed. I put my shoes on. Fire department comes in, says, "Mr. Williams, come on, we got to go." I get outside. I said, "Can I take my scooter, or do you want me to use my walker? What do you want me to do?" They said, "Well, take your scooter. We got somebody operating the elevator." I said, "Okay, great." So I get on, I get up to the elevator, and they said, "Well, you don't have to leave your apartment now." I said, "Well, what's wrong?" They said, "We have the fire contained. You can stay in your apartment." I said, "Come on, I want you to take me down. Can't you carry me down the steps?" Okay. I found out from some people today that some of the other handicapped people in here got carried down the steps and taken out. They were in wheelchairs. Okay. And I want to know why the fire department, my wife actually had to tell them to come up here and get me and, to come up and get me, to take me down, and they still didn't take me down. So what I did was I opened up the windows, I got the smoke out. But let me tell you something, you don't know how scary it can be when you have smoke coming in and you're in a fire that's happening 3 floors down from your apartment in the same row of windows. Okay. Housing Authority, City of Pittsburgh, hasn't handled this really well. They gave vouchers out to people who had water damage in their apartments, but they did, and the entire fifth floor has been closed. It's been deemed condemned by the county fire inspector and in our building here. So I survived. My wife survived. My dog survived. We all survived. My mom too. The fire department, they went up to the fourth floor and got my mom and brought her down. Okay. So what I'm saying to everyone is, if you live in an apartment building like I am and a fire happens, protect yourself and get renter's insurance. And I got a good insurance man for you, Robin Campbell. Call him today, 412-366-3399. Call him today. And I also forgot to mention we're in the Mata Heating and Air Conditioning Studios. I hope Bill doesn't get mad at me there at Mata. The Mata Heating and Air Conditioning, 724-2010-500. Call Mata today. Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. Bill, your thoughts on this fire thing that happened in my apartment?
Brother, I've known you for a lot of years, and I've never heard you as scared as the day you called me that day when it was happening.
Yeah.
So you know what? I am all over the place with this, but a long story, really, really short, like very, very condensed. I'm glad that everybody's okay. You're right. When I did come in there yesterday, I smelled the
smoke.
the smoke from the couple days before. So yes, and what was really good was when you texted me and you said that they said this, safe place. So and I was like, okay, cool. So they must have, but
Yeah.
that's a very scary situation, folks. I've never been in a situation like that. I never want to be. You're sleeping.
I've lived in this building for 7 years and I've never had this before. This is the very first time that I have ever had to be told that I had to leave my apartment when the fire alarm went off, because I was always told to stay put, they'll come and get you, okay, and take you down. Well, I have not, City Fire did good at getting here and everything, but I didn't appreciate the attitude of the firefighter when I said to them, "Look, are you going to carry me down?" And then they called in the dispatch and they said, "Do you have Mr. Williams?" And they said yes to 911, or the dispatcher. And then the dispatcher got a hold of whoever the firemen were that were putting out the fire and said, "Is it clear? Can Mr. Williams stay in his apartment, or do we need to bring him down?" And they said, "No, the fire's been contained. Tell him to hunker down in his apartment." Okay. So that's what I did. I stayed in my apartment here, but I had to open windows. My fire alarm was going off in here. And fortunately for me, my caregiver had the dog out for a walk. So he was already outside before the fire started. So that was good news. My wife got down there. My mom got out. And, and my wife to now still cries. She's like, I almost lost you because of this. You know what I mean? And this, and I'm speaking again at city council tomorrow, Bill. I'm not real happy with city firefighters for that kind of an attitude. They
I
should have
understand.
automatically said, okay, let's carry you down. Let's get you down there. They didn't even do that. And they took the lazy way out. And I thought that was wrong. And here I come to find out they took everybody else down. But what about me? You know what I mean? So to me, that's negligence.
Oh yeah,
And I find it very appalling that this firefighters, there's 8 of them. There were 8 of them on my floor. So you mean to tell me 8 guys couldn't carry me down? I don't weigh as much as I used to. But I mean, come on, 8 of you could have carried me down the steps and got me out of the building instead of telling me to hunker down, for safety procedures. I was going to have one of them carry my walker down. That way, at least I would have that while I'm downstairs.
yeah.
You know,
Yes. Yes.
you know.
Yeah, I'm just, it's a blessing that everybody made it out of there,
Yes,
and
it
everybody
is.
was safe,
Yeah.
But the fear
We
in your
still smell smoke here a little bit, and you got ServPro here doing their job, and but housing right now hasn't handled this properly.
yeah,
I haven't received a phone call from management at all saying, "Hey, is everything okay with you, Ralph? Is everything all right? How are you doing?" Not one tenant got any phone call or anything. Management wasn't even here today at all. They were here all day Thursday and Friday. They were not here today. Why are they not here? Somebody from management or from housing downtown should be here every day until this is cleaned up in here.
yeah,
You understand what I'm saying? To make sure everything is where it needs to be, and they're not here, and I find that appalling. They left us hang during COVID, and now they're leaving us hang because of a fire.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
and the interesting part about all this, and I'm going to expose this too, is the fact that housing has this thing that they don't like to evict tenants. Okay, so here we are. This woman that did this was a troublemaker. She was in here stealing from people. She stole from me personally. Okay. Stole some packages from me worth about $100. Okay. I took her to court. The court said she was guilty. She pleaded guilty, and they still didn't kick her out of here. Okay. Then she stole from other people. She's illegally sells things in here and rips people off. She's been sent to rehab at least twice by housing, which I don't know why they do that either. Okay, for drug issues. This woman is a problem child. If they would have evicted this woman when they should have, none of this fire would not have happened.
you're right.
So housing is to blame for this, because if this woman would have been evicted in the first place from the prior stuff that she had done, this wouldn't have happened, this fire. And we wouldn't be where we are today talking about this.
You're right.
Now, my wife has anxiety problems already, and now it's gotten worse. And then, of course, you heard last week we talked about my vacation nightmare with
Yep.
that hotel. All right, now we had this problem, but fortunately, we got through both of them because God is good. Okay,
Absolutely.
But what I'm upset about is the fact the way they're handling it right now, and they sent the people who had water damage in their apartments to hotels as well. Well, of course, the 5th floor was deemed condemned, so nobody can go to their apartment. They told them, take what you can get and get out. So the Red Cross provided vouchers, and they're at a hotel, which is good. I'm glad they were able to get them out and get them there. Okay. But the problem I'm having is I found out today that there's some tenants in here that are having smoke issues that were in their apartment. Their apartment's reeking in smell. Okay, throughout their whole apartment. This lady lives right next door to the apartment that got burned, or the 2 doors over. Her apartment got filled with smoke. She went to the hospital today, and they told her at the hospital that she has a little bit of carbon dioxide or monoxide in her, from breathing that stuff. And they wouldn't give her a hotel voucher. Okay. And housing's not here to answer any questions that we have. I tried to call somebody from downtown, and they told me they were going to call me after noon, after 12, because they were in a meeting, and never called me. Okay. There's too many. See, that's why management needs to manage and be here. All right. Somebody should always be here until this is done. All right. Until
Absolutely.
this whole
Absolutely.
thing is cleaned up. The
Yep.
management should be here for this. And they're not answering questions. They're not taking nothing. They're not returning people's phone calls. This is ignorance at its best by the Housing Authority, City of Pittsburgh. And it's disgusting. All right. It's really disgusting. And I've had enough. I've had everything happen to us here. My wife got assaulted twice, packages stolen, nonsense. Somebody broke into my apartment or tried to break into or came into my apartment uninvited. And, you know, I had to call the cops and do all that. Okay.
I remember that.
You know, yeah. So, I mean, you know, all this going on here, you know, my car was keyed, you know, up in my parking spot, you know, it's just all kinds of ridiculous things. And I'm tired of it. I don't want to put up with it anymore. I'm sorry. I waved the white flag. I fight. I went to politicians. I've called in every favor I can call into politicians that we know. Nothing can be done. So you know what? You know, you want to live in this kind of environment with this kind of crap, and I blame all you people out here who have heard my testimonies about stuff that's going on, and not one person has stepped up to help me. Not one person. All right. I haven't gotten any emails. I haven't gotten any nothing that has said, "Hey, Ralph, I'll help you with this cause. Maybe I can help you out here." Okay. Nobody wants to touch this bill. Politicians don't care. Nobody cares.
It's not like years ago, bro. It's not like years ago, man. You know, when you knew people on the inside and you had some power on the inside, they were able to help you out. You call them. This is what you would get. I'll see what I can do. And usually the "I'll see what I can do" goes, and they'll see what they can do, and it's taken care of. But this is not 20 years back, brother. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't care about everybody, especially on the inside. Well, who gives a damn? Why would we care?
Yeah.
And it's sad to say that, and it's sad to even put a label on people like that. But you know, when you're asking somebody who's higher end and they're not doing it, they can't even give you an answer. You know, say, "Hey, listen," at least get back when you say, "Hey, you know, Brother Ralph, I'm sorry, but we can't."
Right.
There's no answer given. Nothing. You don't have to get into anything detailed. Just say, "Hey, we looked into it. There's no answer we can give you. We're sorry."
So now myself and some tenants here have gotten together, and we're going to fight management. We want this woman evicted because she should have been evicted in the first place from all the stuff that I told you she had done and was not evicted. Okay. Now she should be evicted. It's in the lease that says that, you know, if you destroy anything in your and that's the property of the Housing Authority, City of Pittsburgh, automatic eviction. Okay. So this is an evictable offense, and she could be charged because, I mean, you know, with some stuff. So I mean, I don't know how this all works, and I don't care. I just want her out of here.
She caused a lot of damage, brother. A lot of damage caused.
Yeah. Well, our fire compression system has been damaged. You know, we can't walk around the halls because the emergency doors are shut. They can't open them because the fire compression system's broke. The security cameras are broken here.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, and that's security problem. How do I know who's coming in and out of the building?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You
No,
know,
you're right. You're right.
You know, and that's disgusting. And you know, if they don't evict this tenant, there's really something wrong with this authority, and nobody wants to do anything about it. Ed Gainey promised me he was going to do something. He's done nothing.
And I'll copy that. You know, even
and Jake Wheatley, who's his chief of staff, his mother lives in this apartment building. His mother lives in here. And you mean to tell me you don't know what goes on in here? Come on.
Well, at least if nothing else, she's going to jail for sure. I mean, I don't see nothing. I don't see anything. The eviction, you know, he's going to have a new, you know, pen pal down at the jail.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, man, there's something wrong if this really gets swept under the carpet. You know what I'm saying, brother? Something wrong.
Yeah.
No.
All right, Bill. Let's talk about your driving segment, and we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, very cool. So I just don't understand on why people do this. Whether it's 28, I'm talking about highways and freeways and turnpikes and all that stuff. So whether you're 28 or I-79 or whatever, people are in the fast lane. So this cracks me up. People are in the fast lane, and you're driving up in the slow lane. Then you go signal to get in the fast lane. The people in the fast lane now slow down to as fast as the people in the slow lane, and they ain't gonna let you pass. Why? Now you have a big traffic backup in the fast lane because of this person wanting to go as slow as a person in the slow lane. Guys, why? Let's talk about road rage incidents. Brother, I don't say I don't say
Yeah.
I can't, I mean, shooting a gun at somebody or something
Right.
like that. That's ridiculous. But why do they do that? And they do it for miles. They don't just do it for like a half a mile or so. They do it for miles.
Yes. Yes, they
Why?
do. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Pisses
I
people
was on
off.
79 coming back from Erie. Oh my gosh, man, these people in the left-hand lane driving like a turtle. I'm like, why do you do this?
They're going
What's the problem here? I've
as
experienced it
fast,
myself.
as fast as a guy in a slow lane.
Yeah.
If I'm
Yeah.
correct, and please correct me if I'm wrong, that the fast lane was always a fast lane for people to go around.
Right.
And then the
Right.
other people go around so they can get where
Yeah.
they, people want to go slower, get in the right lane.
Yeah.
But they move from the right lane, they get to the left, they appear to be moving as quickly as they possibly can. Then all of a sudden they slow down to the people who is driving as in the slow lane now is driving as fast in the fast lane. Now go ahead and drive as fast in the slow lane. So now they're blocking off the traffic. It's just stupid. It really is.
Oh,
And
it's ridiculous.
you know,
Totally ridiculous.
I just
Yeah.
don't get it. And I never get it. I mean, I see stuff out here, brother, I've never seen
Oh,
before.
yeah,
Man.
I know. It's
Oh
it's
my gosh.
ridiculous.
I'll
It's
keep you
terrible.
guys next week.
I was on 51 today, and every time I'm on 51, somebody always tries to cut in front of me, and then I love it when they hit the red light. And they got these new traffic lights at some of these dangerous, I guess they're dangerous intersections that they didn't have before. Okay. You know how you go by McNeely Avenue there
Oh yeah.
in 51 where the T comes over,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I do.
And you're going out on there. Well, Midwood, they didn't have a light at Midwood. Now they
Oh,
have a traffic light there.
oh,
Okay. You see
okay.
what I'm getting at?
Yes,
Because I guess people were speeding or coming out or couldn't get out of the street or whatever was going on. I don't know.
I
But
got you.
now they have a light there. And there's a couple places now that they have lights that they didn't have before. And so and I love these people. They cut right in front of me and then they come right up to the red light and then they go in and out of the lanes, going back and forth and in and out,
And I love it when they
speeding,
look.
you know.
And I love it when they look at you at the red lights, like, yeah, I just blew your doors off. Yeah, you just made the first one up, the very first person up to the red light over there blew my doors off, and you tripped the red light so I can go. So it's a funny thing. It's just funny.
And the sad part about this is you can't say nothing to nobody no more because you don't know if they're going to shoot you.
Exactly. It's
You know?
ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Just be safe out there, people. Really, seriously. These idiots out on the road, all over the place.
Oh yeah.
Unbelievable.
Well,
Unbelievable.
Bill, anything else you want to talk about here, real quick, before we wrap it up?
No, I just
Any
thank you
final
all
thoughts?
all the listeners and viewers. Thank you guys so much for everything. We love you, love you, love you. Please continue. Go ahead and pass it on so that we can get some more views. That'd be fantastic. But until next week, man. Hey, I'll see you guys. Be safe.
Well, now we have to compete with NFL football because it's Monday Night Football now.
How did my flashlight turn on?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
All right, Bill, you have a great one. Thank you as always, and don't forget programming note tomorrow night, Sports Corner. We start at 4 o'clock to 6 p.m. Our guest Artie Source from Galaxy Sports, one of our national sponsors. Smoke and Jim and I have some information, although I know I'm not talking about Pitt, but this information you're going to want to know about. And that's tomorrow, 4 p.m. start time right here on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch platforms. We also have Noah House from the Post-Gazette to talk about the Pirates. And Gianni will join us. He's a wrestler, an independent wrestler. He will join us as well. All right, so don't forget tomorrow night for the Sports Corner show. The radio show is coming back starting Saturday, October 5th. And we've added a new person a new friend of ours to the show, and he's very knowledgeable at sports, and you've seen him on Steel City Sports World and the Boxing Authorities, Claudio Rosano. He also is an author and the head coach of Carnegie Mellon's baseball team, Carnegie Mellon University. He's going to join us on the show now starting Saturday, October 5, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. on 1250 a.m., 92.5 FM. The Answer is the name of the station. So don't forget to tune into that starting October 5, the return of Sports Corner radio show. And don't forget on Wednesdays, 3 o'clock, Ralph's Opinion. 4 o'clock p.m., Ralph's Opinion Local. And I got some stuff for you. McKeesport School District Superintendent stepped down. Wait till you hear the information I got about that and a whole lot more, all coming up on Wednesday, 4 p.m., Ralph's Opinion Local, 3 p.m., Ralph's Opinion. We're going to talk about the debate tomorrow night, Trump and Kamala Harris in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We're also going to talk some other national issues, big lots, files for bankruptcy. That's all Wednesday right here on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch platforms. And then Saturday, 9 a.m., the External Bum Show with me, Ralph Williams, Scott Morganroth, Leo Haggerty, and Jeremy Ballrick. We talk about bums in sports and other sports issues as well. So don't forget about that on Saturday. Sunday, Bible Capsule with me, Ralph Williams, 7 p.m. start time. We talk about scripture in the Bible. I'm Ralph Williams for Bill Cannata. Have yourselves a great night. Please be safe. Thank you.